Well, first of all, the top comment, somewhat worrying to me. Flamu chat was joking that Wargaming will dump massive amounts news the moment he is on vacation, and Wargaming delivers. Ha! Ha. Interesting.
Off to a great start.
Sit a bit. Jesus. Jesus Christ, sit a bit. Yeah. Well, we're in Lanzarote, not Thailand. Anyway, so this is an interesting start for sure. Okay, what do we have here? Accept all. What do we have here? Official stream. What lies ahead of us? Oh boy. Official stream. We're going to tell you about some exciting new features. Wait, is this it? Is there a post about this somewhere? Hello? Was there a post about it somewhere? It's the roadmap, huh? Okay, let's see. Did they post about the roadmap here? Development team. Can you fucking cut it? I clicked accept. Why is this so well coded as always, man? Jesus. Okay, so the post was about the roadmap. Accept all. No, I refuse to accept it apparently. A roadmap for 2022. Oh boy. Let's take a look at what we're working on in the first half of 2022. Oh boy. Sheesh. Okay. What do we have? Ships. Last year, the new ships we added to the tech tree were inspired by the history of European and Soviet shipbuilding. The history of Soviet shipbuilding. That history during World War II is okay, but whatever. Let's not focus on the details. Let's keep it wide. Pan-Asian cruisers hit our seas in early access. We're convinced that the new ships will add a good deal of diversity to naval battles and be liked by our players around the globe. Okay, but see, the thing is, one of the biggest complaints people have is smoked up HE spammers, and they added a whole line of smoked up HE spammers. So, will be liked by our players around the globe. That's a bit questionable. They also had deep water torpedoes. Like, basically, these ships make pushing in a nightmare. They're actually pretty terrible at chasing ships. Like if the enemy is running, if your flank is running away and you have to chase, these things are basically complete junk. But if the enemy pushes in and you can just sit in smoke behind islands and farm them with HE, and you can drop deep water torps at ridiculous amounts of them and you can just smash them. These ships are anti-pushing ships that completely demolish anything trying to push into them. But they're shit at everything else. So I'm not really sure how liked by our players around the globe this kind of line is. Like, is there anyone there who was like, hey, I think the gameplay is too aggressive. I would like a line that really hard counters any aggressive play. Could we have that, please? Haven't heard a lot of that, but what do I know? What do I know? The national representation in the game is set to grow bigger. Spain is making as well. Wait, Canarias. Didn't that thing had a gimmick and then they removed the gimmick because it didn't work? Pretty sure they had. German battleships and Soviet destroyers. Preußen looks really interesting. Delny? We'll see. Sounds like kind of Super Kaba or something. So let's get a Smolensk line, said no one ever, right? Not really sure about this. Read all the details here. The newcomers are a better match for the rest of their respective branches from the viewpoint of progression and gameplay. Not really. I thought the progression was perfectly fine. The problem is that Kaba and Gross Corfus has gotten power crap to shit. That's really it. That's the issue. Why 457? Why not 450? Laziness? They can copy paste. Joining the Lunar New Year celebration is a winter tradition for World of Warships. Thank you, Fire Scooby. Thank you, Fire Scooby. Appreciate the 6 months. A new temporary in-game event called Dirigible Derby. Each team must escort an airship of its own to a destination point. Yeah, I played this and it was constant CV Fiesta, which was pretty oof. But then again, it was on PTS, so I don't know. Maybe it won't be that kind of T10 CV spam, but honestly, it seemed pretty sketch. For limited, asymmetric available? Wait, they disabled this already? They already disabled this? This is all news. Interesting. They keep trying to add asymmetric battles, but they just can't make it work. Goods, thank you for the 15 months. They can't make this work, no matter how they try. The biggest issue really is it gets overrun by bots because no one wants to play the high tier usually. Hickshell Ceiling, thank you for the 13 months. Thank you, Arkbla, as well. We all farmed people were farming versus bots in randoms. Oh man. No one wanted to play the T10, so you had co-op with random rewards. Oh man. Yeah, but usually this always happens in asymmetric. People don't want to play the high tier ship because it's so much easier to just play the low tier ship and just kind of run in, do whatever. And if you win, you get huge rewards. If you don't, whatever. The problem is if you're playing the high tier ship, you're fighting against lower tier ships regardless, and the rewards are junk. Thank you. Thank you. Your food was excellent. Your food was excellent. To be fair, we ate a lot of Italian and Spanish, hence the weight gain. You needed tokens to play Flamu tier 10 as well. Wow, really? Weird. Just poorly executed. Spring. What's your ideal evening? We say it's a slice of delicious pizza straight from the oven, a cup of hot cappuccino, and early access to Italian destroyers. You know what would be even cooler? A new tech tree being released to grind without this early access bullshit container horseshit that forces you to spend money to actually play the upcoming line. Instead, just releasing the line to the game for people to grind. That would be, in fact, even better, but whatever. Whatever. Thank you, Capo, and thank you, Ejiminga. But, I mean, see, I don't think my idea of an ideal evening is having to swipe my credit card to play a new ship line. I don't think that's my ideal evening, but what do I know? Also, pizza and cappuccino. What? Huh? Did they just go for, like, the stereotypical Italian things or something? Why not a delicious pizza and a Peroni or something? I don't know. What do I know? Weird combo. Anyway, they're all packing exhaust smoke generators as well as distinctively Italian sap shells coupled with HE rounds. Okay. At the end of the spring, we expect new forces to join the French fleet too. The second branch of French cruisers. French cruisers? Okay. What's going to be the French gimmick then? French gimmick is already long range, fast, HE spam. Interesting. Is it going to be battle cruiser line or light cruiser? Either they go with the Colbert line of like super lights, or they go with the Carnot line of heavies, super heavies. We'll see. We'll see. Based on Dunkex, then it's going to be a heavy line. Then it's going to be a super battle cruisers. Interesting. If the super ship testing turns out to be a success and returns good results, then this spring will extend the existing ship branches by adding their own respective super ships. Wait. Will extend the existing ship branches by adding their own respective super ships. All of them? All of them? All of them? Petro? 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 Tier 11 Petro? Surely not. I hope it's just the one they have modeled right now. I hope it's just the one they already have ready and have tested. I mean, that means super CVs as well, which is... but... Jesus. Also, tier 11 Kleber. Kleber is already tier 11. Holy shit. Jesus. Holy moly. What's tier 11 Kleber gonna be? Elbing guns with that speed or something? I don't get it. We'll see. Submarine testing will resume. Hooray! I've heard a lot of comments about people, man, I really miss spending a lot of time chasing this underwater ship that I can't see or detect in any way as the game is already done, and I really want to spend the last 5 minutes of the game just chasing this one 35% win rate ape that's literally hugging the bottom. I really want to spend 5 minutes chasing him around because it adds so much to my gameplay experience. Oh my god, really? Game events. We'll be bringing back the Rogue Wave. The fate of the new ship type will defend us again. We're bringing back Rogue Wave event. Welcome back to the post-apocalyptic world. A land of scavengers who crawl the desolate ruins of a once flourishing civilization, which is now a war zone that's home to the warships of those unfortunate enough to have survived the cataclysm. We're working on the ship visuals to make it easier for you to identify what faction the enemies in your sight belongs to. Okay. A new mode called Sea Battle. Isn't that what we're doing? A mini activity in World Warships inspired by a classic game offers you a new way to obtain various rewards. The rules are simple. You play on a 2D ruled grid that holds each player's fleet of ships. Your mission is to seek and destroy. You'll earn various bonuses. Wait, is this like a battleship? It's a battle. That can be pretty fun, honestly. That can be pretty fun, honestly. I don't mind. Like it's a classic game for a reason. Classic game. Submarine testing will resume until morale improves. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. You will like it or you will cry and you will like it. The arms mode. Arms race mode, which is much liked by so many of you, will be reworked and enhanced in light of your feedback. It will emerge as another one of the possible random battle modes. You'll be able to boost your ship during the course of battle and... Wait, they're just adding it in mix with the rest of the randoms? Okay, I guess that's a bit weird. This is a scary... This is another... This is a wargaming curse word. This is the word that scares mortal men. This is... Rarely does good things come from this word. Wondering about the dockyard, the activity focused on the phase construction of a warship. It's taking its rightful place on the roadmap. You'll have a chance to lay down Pan-American battleship Atlantico and enjoy unique cinematic shots as it's assembled before your eyes. Ooh. Improvements. Training combat missions for new players. A chain of simple missions. The real birth control. Thank you for the 23. Potato near 44. Thank you, Capo and Ichimigo. Let's see. Training combat missions. Whoa, a chain of simple missions that will focus on different game mechanics consecutively. It will help new players get to grips with basic knowledge of the game and take their first steps in it. This is good. Now make every player that can't break 50% win rate also go through this tutorial. Because clearly they need the training combat missions. Like, honestly, a great idea, but why is it limited to new players only? There's a lot of people that clearly don't understand basic game mechanics. I play tier 10. I see Tirpitzes and Hindenburgs drop their 6 km torpedoes at enemy ships sailing 20 kilometers away. I see it every day. I see Moskvas pop their radar as they spawn in, thinking they're gonna radar the enemy team, because clearly they don't understand the limits of range on their radar. I see battleships, Drossy Force pop hydro at the start of the game. And then it takes 2 minutes to sail to the enemy, and by the time they reach actual torpedo range, their hydro runs out. These people have no understanding of very basic game mechanics. You should force all of them, everyone, to just go through these tests. Give them some nice little rewards for it, like a flag here or a camo there, and make them go through the Devblog. Or make them go through, the training combat. They need it. My god, do they need it. Holy shit, do they need it. DDs going into people smoking up in front of radar cruisers. How many times do we see this? People seeing a German Z-52 coming at them and they smoke up in front of them. And then the guy pushes up with Hydra and kills them. Basic game mechanics are still a struggle fest at tier 10, the highest tier. Well, not for long, but the highest tier available right now. This should be forced on people below 50%. Absolutely forced on them. Absolutely forced. Like, not given a choice, you do this. And if you complain, it just it shows your win rate. That would be good. I mean, exactly. Exactly, detonation. Exactly. Honestly, it should pop up. Like, there are new game mechanic tutorials available. Click yes to play them, or click no to skip. And if you click no, it shows your win rate, and then it shows the Wargaming's own definition, played bad. And then it asks, are you sure you want to skip the tutorials? And then if you click no, it pops up another one, fucking blinking in your face. Are you sure? Are you sure you need this? And then if you skip it the third time, give them the option to skip it, but they have to go through the understanding that they're shit, they need it, they shouldn't skip it, and only then are they allowed to skip it. Because at that point, it's just there's no point for them to even play the tutorial, because clearly they don't understand it. But make them go through that fucking triple check of understanding that, wow, I'm pretty shit at this game and I could really use a tutorial. And only then should they be allowed to play it. That would be good. You don't need to make it mandatory, just make people understand that skipping the tutorial is a bad idea for them. I would like that. Changes to the containers tab. Our new convenient and informative system of displaying and sorting your containers will enable you to better manage them and open exactly the type of containers you need. This is sus. This is sus. This is sus. New map. The visual appearance of new maps was inspired by your votes and we're happily finally added to World of Warships. How long has it been now? It's been 2 years since we had a new map announced. Our last actually it's been 2 years and a month. 2020, January was the last time we had a new map announced. So it's been 2 years and a month, and it's maybe coming this spring. Visual enhancements. Snow, ice and sand on maps will become more realistic and spectacular. The ice buildup effect will appear on ships and be visible in battles on snow-covered maps. Shadows on maps and ships will look more realistic, and we'll continue reworking maps and ports with an aim to bring them up to HD quality. Glad to see it. I mean, art department. World of Warships art department. Name a team that's been better at hard carrying this company than the art department. There ain't one. Balance team, marketing, PR, but art department, they've been doing it, man. They've been working, they've been bulking up, man. They've been on a fucking 6-year bulk just to be able to carry this shit. So 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Looking forward to that. Okay, summer. What do we have summer? Really? Thank you for the 35 months. You can't blame the balancing department, there is none. I mean, that would explain a lot, honestly. Looking at CVs, that explains a lot. Ships. Great Britain. Oh, Shuffling Monkey, thank you for the 6. Oh. Yeah, Shuffling Monkey having like being able to sort your win rate and performance based on most recent time periods would be fantastic. I mean, that's what WoW's numbers does. It sorts at all time, last 30 days, last 2 weeks, and then like just today or something. And that would be good because I mean, you could actually see your improvement. You could see how you're doing. Like, have I been actually improving? Have I been getting worse? Like, what's going on? That would be great, but I mean, good luck getting that through. This is the company that literally removed me from the CC program using the excuse that I looked at people's stats and I made not positive comments about them. You think they're, even though they themselves literally class a huge part of the player base, I would say probably the majority of the player base, they class them as plain bad. You think these people are going to show you what's really going on? Good luck with that. I'm bored. Oh shit. Tier 3, thank you, my dude. 31 months. For Great Britain, one of the mightiest naval powers is expecting reinforcement. The new branch of British battleships will feature warships that are historically classified as battle cruisers. This could be really spicy. I mean, we have Repulse, which is super fun to play, Incomparable, which is super fun to play, although the concealment is a bit questionable. But in terms of playstyle, these are squishy, hard-hitting fast ships, which can be really fun to play. And so far, they all have extremely vulnerable citadels. You get broadside, you get smashed. So if they continue with this trend, could be really cool. Could be a cool gameplay. Game events, the return of Convoy. We're changing this format of the game mode. New routes and other details will be added to refresh the standard gameplay. It will be way more interesting to escort and attack transport ships. Are they listening to our feedback? Hide the defenders, hide the path of the convoy from the attackers. Why would they need to be aware of it? They don't need to be aware of it. That makes no sense. You literally encourage scouting and finding out where the enemy ships are going if you don't have this. Have they finally added some health to these goddamn convoy ships as well? Have they maybe finally given the randomization of the routes some thought? Instead of always having the exact same route, which means people always fight at the exact same spots on every single map. Like, what's the point of making a map this large when it only goes one path and the biggest fight only happens at one single spot? It makes these maps feel stale and boring extremely quickly. Why aren't you using all the terrain you have available and adding multiple different paths on multiple maps, and then you randomize which path it is, and then you hide the path from the attacker to make it interesting, dynamic, unique? This has been our feedback for how long? But they keep doing this boring ass shit where they have one single path and by God the attackers know exactly what the path is, so they just sail directly for the interception spot, set up an ambush, and playing a defender is a piece of shit experience. How is it so hard? That wouldn't work, not with this player base. Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue is that even with the path displayed, like, if this is the map, this here is the map. The path shows that they go from here to here. Attackers spawn here, defenders spawn here. I still see people sail like this. People sail like this. Go behind them and chase them when all you need to do is intercept. I still see it. I mean, yes, this is why people should do basic tutorials in this game, because people just like, there's no thought process. US Independence Day. We'll keep with the good old tradition and join the 4th of July celebrations. Plans are already on the table to update the models of the US destroyers. Oh shit, will Gearing finally get its model? Interesting. What plan is a random path when CV spots it in 30 seconds? That's true, but in a way, like, the important thing is where the convoy goes. And with them smoking up and so forth, there needs to be variation. Gearing freeboard buff might be huge. Gearing freeboard buff to Yu Yang levels. For those who aren't aware, gearing sits much higher in the water than Yu Yang. If they change that to what Yu Yang has, that's a pretty big buff. 2 years after they said they'll update them, better late than never. We plan to overhaul the in-game economic system and also separate it from ship exteriors. Economic bonuses will be separate. Plan to overhaul the in-game economic system. Improvements. We plan to overhaul the in-game economic system and also separate it from ship exteriors. Economic bonuses will be separated from signals and camouflages and be made into a stand-alone entity. This means you'll be able to choose your ship's appearance and select economic bonuses separately. Signals and camouflages will serve as elements of the exterior and yield combat bonuses only. Is the camo rework? I mean, if all they do is make it so you don't have to wear a butt ugly camo to get the bonuses of said camo, that's good. But why do I get the idea that they're just gonna sabotage your income big time? Because that's what they always do. That's what they always do. Every time they say we're improving your experience, it's another way to fuck you over. You will make less credits, you need to grind more for economy. That's what I'm thinking, because every time they say they're doing some improvement, it's always horseshit. Like the commander rework improves your yada yada yada, and the commander skill points ended up being like twice as expensive, and respecking captain ended up being twice as expensive. Every time they do something. And adding a research bureau will make it more convenient to get ships, yada yada yada. Research bureau ships are the same as free XP ships. That's how you get them. The only difference is that the cost has quadrupled. It's always just a cost increase. That's what they do. They increase huge cost increase. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this. You see, because if it was just you can run whatever visual appearance you want, and then you can pick and choose whatever bonuses on top without affecting the visual. That would be nice. But they say we plan to overhaul the in-game economic system and also separate it from the exteriors. Two different things. Two different things. And this part here, this part scares me. We plan to overhaul the in-game economic system. Yikes. You better believe that's not gonna help you. You better believe they're not gonna make the grind easier. You better believe they're not gonna give you better bonuses. That's a bad thing. Guaranteed that's a bad thing. Every overhaul means they're overhauling how much shit you have to trudge through to get to the things you want. Thank you, Bad Radio, for the 47 months. My fare's 61. Goddamn. Universal is 9. And I'm bored, yeah. There are, of course, only some of the new features we've cooked up for... These are, of course, only some of the new features we cooked up for 2022. We planned loads of new additions and improvements in World of Warships for the second half of the year as well. Right now, they're at the preliminary design stage, so we're not ready to talk about them. We'll be sure to release another article when we're ready to share new information and explain any changes to the plans we've just announced. Shush. Shush. Try hard. Thank you for the 12 months. Okay. That's terrible. Thank you. Yeah, read the last green part now. We strive for yada yada. Strive for openness. What's this? Okay, what is this? What is this? Thank you, the number for the 26 and Amaya for the 31 months. Bush. Close test. Close test 0.11.0 changes to test ships. We adjusted the parameters of ships based on testing results. The changes will be applied to Sevastopol, Dido, Delny, Canarias, and Italian destroyers. Sevastopol. Whoa! Reduced dispersion of main battery guns. Now it's similar to that of Siegfried. Doesn't Siegfried have really good dispersion? And didn't Sevastopol have improved pen angles and short fuse? Didn't it have improved pen angles and short fuse? So now it also has cruiser dispersion on, and it had like it had the same guns as Siegfried, but didn't have improved Soviet pen as well. They were basically Soviet guns, but better in every possible way except dispersion. And now the dispersion is the same. Am I missing something? Hold on. Am I missing something? Let's see. Oh, it's at tier 10, right? Where the shit is Sevastopol? We'll probably see it if we look at penetration. Yeah, there it is, Sevastopol. It has better penetration than the Stalingrad. It overmatches 26, which means light cruisers, like even Woosters and such. It has improved pen angles, and it's got the super short fuse. But the only thing that held it back was the poorer dispersion than what you had on. Look at the drag coefficient. Holy shit! It actually has less drag than these. What is that drag? It doesn't have drag, even though the shell is so huge. What the shit is that? It literally doesn't have any drag on the shell. So, but it had all of this. But the only thing keeping it down was the poorer dispersion than Siegfried. But now it has. Now it's here. Actually, no, it doesn't have Stalingrad. This is probably not updated, is it, right? It's probably going to be better, because this isn't updated. This is an update, so it's going to be standard cruiser dispersion. Jesus! Why? Like, where's... Let's see, there's Siegfried. Yeah, horizontal, look at this. Horizontal 116. This is really good dispersion. Like it sits here. Siegfried sits here. Incredible vertical, and like it sits here. So Sevastopol is going to be moved here to this dispersion from here. Holy shit. Okay. Jesus. So now it has good dispersion, no shell drag at all, incredible penetration, better than Stalingrad, improved pen angles, short fuse. Okay. And it overmatches. It overmatches more than Stalingrad overmatches. It overmatches more than Stalingrad overmatches. In fact, Sevastopol can overmatch the tip of the nose on the Petro, because Petro's tip of the nose is 25, and it can overmatch that part. Shit, it can overmatch Zao has 25 nose as well, so it overmatches a lot of cruisers. Jesus. Okay. That's, Marco, thank you for 34. Valkyries, thank you for 33. Ralzo di Sigore, thank you for 13. It has the Kronstadt hull, which is 27mm all over. But amount of citadel damage restored by the repair party consumables increased from 33 to 50. Didn't this thing have the long-lasting, really big heal? Like, lasted really long time. And now you also, if you get citadel, you can heal 50%. Jesus. 90-second heal. They changed it. They changed something to it. They made it like a really long cooldown. But they made it really long. They changed it every Devblog. That's true. They literally changed that heal every Devblog. Still, these guns look terrifying now. These guns look really terrifying right now. These guns are no joke. Base detectability range by C increased. Okay, that's a huge nerf. 1 kilometer concealment nerf. Dido seems to be getting nerfed like every patch. Interesting. I wonder how it plays. Delny nerfed. Chance of HE shells causing a firing target reduced from 10 to 8. Didn't this thing have a pretty long reload? I feel like 10% fire chance doesn't sound that bad considering the long reload on it. Is it because it's gonna be a free ship, so they don't want to make it too good or something? Because isn't it basically just a supersized Tashkent, this thing? With the slow reload that comes with that, so... Interesting. Canarias. 10% isn't always 10%. You gotta understand, 10% at tier 10, when you're shooting other tier 10 hulls, which have 50% fire resistance coefficient, this is 5% fire chance. Which is now nerfed to 4%. Because it gets cut in half fighting tier 10s. Marceau isn't easy though. Marceau isn't the easiest ship to play. You need to combine the speed of a fast destroyer with the positioning of a light cruiser. Kind of a bit of both. Main battery guns firing range reduced from 16.5 to 16.1. Main battery guns reload time increased from 10 to 10.5. A big nerfs across the board, really. Range nerf, 5% reload nerf, AP damage nerf also. Quite a bit. Estain, thank you for 30. Frisia, thank you for 40. Cortatone. Okay, they're buffing their firing range at the cost of reload. Oh no. Hope this doesn't continue. Oh no. Oh no. They're nerfing concealment and reload to give it more firing range. I feel like this might be a case of people struggling to play this line because it's actually very unique and quite difficult to play based on the short range and fast damage it does. And I think they're making it easier to play by nerfing the damage output but increasing the range to buff the stats for the average player. These ranges are pitiful, but the nerfs are significant. Like 5 to 5.5 seconds is 10% DPM nerf. That's significant. That is very significant. Especially when your whole gimmick is short range, big damage. Main range 5.8 to 6.8, 10% nerf. Okay, small concealment nerf. The detectability nerfs are not really that relevant because ultimately you want to be shooting in these things when you pick a fight, and you want to use your gun bloom range as basically your range at which you're fighting. Main battery guns increased from 6.1 to 7. Yeah, this is across the board, isn't it? Range, nerf, nerf, nerf. Range, nerf, nerf. Range, no nerfs. The high tier ones don't get any nerfs. They just get more range. Are we gonna have another Elbing case? I hope we're not gonna have another Elbing case. Thank you, Rotag and DNR Kyle. Indeed, fast approaching him. I'm worried that this is. I'm worried that they're gonna make another Elbing line. Elbing line is basically all ships are shit until Tier 8, Tier 8 is pretty shit, honestly, to be fair. Only at Schultz does the line get fun, and then you have Schultz and Elbing that are fun to play. I hope they don't do that, but it's kind of looking like it. Class, and you know it's going to be early access, of course, so in order to pay the high tiers, you have to give them a lot of cash, and like... The perfect evening! What was it? Pizza, cappuccino, and paying for the only good ship in the line. I hope it doesn't do that again, but it's Wargaming. Really wouldn't put it past them. Really wouldn't put it past them. Interesting. Okay. 0.11.1. What is this? Balance changes. Oh boy. A lot of Devblogs. Hmm. 0.11.1. Balance changes. Man, I need to get something to drink. This is thirsty work. Thank you, BB Apologist. This is thirsty work, man. Sure. The changes will be applied to super ships, German battleships, and other ships. Okay, we'll also unify the speed up characteristics of ships. Is this because Incomparable was bugged? And now they're like, shit, we're tired of making it unique, we're just gonna... German super battleship Hanover. Required number of successful salvos to activate combat instructions decreased from 16 to 12. Time to start resetting the progress of combat instruction to ships not firing change. Why? Isn't Hanover is amazing? Hanover is like really, really good. Why are they buffing it? What? Hanover is really good. Isn't it its win rate trash though? Yeah, but that's not because the ship is poor. The ship has incredible armor, a huge health pool, overmatching guns, and secondaries on absolute crack when you activate combat instructions. This thing pushing, especially in rank, this thing pushing down a flank can basically shred the entire team. Have you ever seen a half-decent player playing the Hanover? It's brutal. It's brutal. You overmatch everything with those guns as well, and you can't be overmatched yourself. Like, especially if you run into Hanover versus Satsuma is so hilariously one-sided. Satsuma can't overmatch you, you overmatch him in return. The problem is, though, it's a German battleship. And the German battleship player base, well... well, you know. you know. You know. you know. You know. There, you know. You know. It is what it is. Main battery reload time increased from 30 to 33. I feel like this is just because Satsuma is so much easier to play than Hanover. Like, if in good hands, Hanover is a lot scarier than a Satsuma. A lot scarier than a Satsuma. But in a potato that plays these like sitting in the back sniping and taking pot shots, Satsuma was probably doing a lot more damage. So now it got a 10% nerf. Captain Björn, thank you for the 23. British Super Carrier Eagle. Jesus. Change the altitude of jet attack aircraft when cruising, preparing for an attack and aiming, as well as their angle of attack. These changes are intended to improve the interaction of these aircraft with islands and make aiming with them more comfortable. Oh boy. Maximum vertical and horizontal spread of the jet aircraft's aiming reticle was reduced in order to increase gameplay comfort. CV gameplay comfort being improved. Oh man, I need a steering wheel. I need a fucking steering wheel. In other words, the planes were fast and actually apparently not the easiest things to land. You couldn't land them with the steering wheel, so now they made sure that even a guy with a little drool coming down his face with his steering wheel was able to fucking land them. Jesus. Not a single word about the gameplay comfort of the surface ships being targeted by these things. Not a single word about them. Oh man. Not a single word about them. Yikes. American supercarrier, United States. Change the altitude of jet attacker from cruising. Make aiming with them more comfortable. Their angle of rolling during the attack preparation file. Let's change it. So you know what probably happened? People actually, like, you know, you used to do historically when there was an island, people parked their ship close to an island and it was hard for the jet aircraft to get an angle of attack because they were behind the island. So now they probably changed it higher with a steeper, lower attack so you can attack ships behind islands easier. Because God forbid you found a place on the map where these aircraft struggle to strike you. They can't have that. They cannot have that. So this is what we got. Finn Young Ship Smasher. Okay. Interesting. Baseline penetration and ballistic stats of both will also emphasize the role of AP. Oh, did it get a bit of AP pen boost, the Finn Yang? Finn Yang probably neither that, probably. Angle of rolling suggests more turning while preparing to strike, possible as well. Flamu, you want to do an interesting investigation. Find out if there actually is any truth in the rumor that German ships burn easier than other lines. Do you understand how much testing that would require to verify? Do you understand the level of testing you would have to do to verify that? Like, we're talking thousands, burning a ship thousands of times to get anything remotely resembling a baseline of accuracy. Thousands. That's not something you test tens or even hundreds of times. Thousands. Because it's so RNG based. Thank you, Flo, for the 24 months. Ship detection range with hydroacoustic search reduced from 5.5 to 5. Okay. So they're no longer strong hydro on this. Ship detection range with hydro reduced from 6 to 5.5 torpedo. Isn't it interesting how as soon as these ships are no longer in early access, as soon as the hype has died down and you're no longer paying money to get access to them, suddenly they're hit with a big nerf bat. Isn't that interesting? What a coincidence. Surely. Think so, Fefe? Dude, yesterday's flight was a nightmare. We literally traveled from like 10:30 a.m. to 2:30. Oh, sorry, 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. It was like 14 hours of traveling. It was horrendous, straight up horrendous, like super brutal. There was time change there, so otherwise it would have been just otherwise it would have been 16 hours. But yeah, that was brutal. Basically, all the snow at the Finnish airport delayed the plane, and I think they had to take less fuel or something. I don't really understand what happened, but they arrived really late at Lanzarote, like two and a half hours late. And then when we took off, we had to land in Lisbon to refuel the plane as well. So it ended up being this huge entire day of traveling, so a bit wrecked. But yeah, Schlieffen, secondary nerfed significantly. And of course, no more super hydro, 5.5. Probably cheaper to fuel in Lisbon and Lanzarote, very possible. The ships from the newest German battleships branch are quite effective against enemy destroyers due to their good speed, concealment, and hydroacoustic surge. In order for both to decrease their influence in battle and further distinguish them from the original battleships branch, characterized by having higher detectability range and a lower speed, we changed the parameters of the hydroacoustic surge consumables. Just an across the board nerf, really. Nakimov, size of the attacking flight of both base and researchable skip bomber squadrons decrease. Are they dumb? Are they dumb? This changes nothing. Hello? Are they dumb? Are they like, haha, we took away a skip bomber from one of its squads. Now it's balanced. It's actually a buff. Like, aren't people just gonna lose less planes during each strike now? Like, yes. This is like this. This is wargaming pretending like they're nerfing it, but honestly they're not nerfing it. This doesn't do shit. This is pretending to nerf instead of actually nerfing. That's what it is. Pretending to nerf instead of actually nerfing. It's ridiculous. Oh, they fixed this thing the video we made about. That's good. Surveyor a black nerf. Really? Yes, it's black being nerfed. Interesting. Is black really that overpowered these days? I mean, it literally only has the smoke radar gimmick. It's a good ship. But I mean, besides... It's coming back for coal? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Henry. The time it takes for her engine to reach full power while moving forward has been reduced from 70 to 60 seconds while moving in reverse. Okay, so they're undoing the acceleration nerves slowly. Interesting. Unification of the speed-up characteristics of ships. We unified speed-up characteristics of ships of all types and tiers. Changes applies to... Okay, I'll toggle it. The time it takes for the... Oh, shit. Acceleration jukes available for a toggle? Thoughts? Whoa! Leona, huge buff. 40 to 20 seconds. British supercarrier, American Nakimov, Audacious Midway. The time it takes for an engine to reach full speed, full power has been increased while moving forward from... Slower? Slower? Groundbreaking experience, for sure. Thank you, Richmond. And Think So, and Jack. Okay, big nerf their acceleration, but... I mean, once again, this is really going to affect the potatoes more than anything. A good CV isn't going to get caught anywhere, but the airfields that sit still and then get caught with their pants down, this will slightly delay them. So, there is that. This will slightly delay them. So now CVs don't accelerate twice as fast as Henry after buffs. Yeah, I mean, to really put this into perspective, Henry 4, which is the French super fast ship, had an for it to reach full power took 70 seconds. For a carrier to reach full power took 30 seconds. Like, hello? Do you like, hello? The level of ridiculousness there is like, what? Like, now they have the same. To put it, now they have the same, which is also ridiculous. Like, hello? One ship lives and dies based on its acceleration. The other one sits in the corner of the map like an animal farming people. Thank you, Mr. Penguin, for the 10 gifted subs. Like, why do they have the same acceleration? I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, at least it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. Thank you very much, Mr. Penguin. Appreciate it, my dude. Scharnhorst, acceleration is slightly worsened when the engine is damaged. Yes, thank you. We needed a Scharnhorst nerf. Every day I read posts on the forums. Man, Scharnhorst with its braking engine. That thing, man, it's just smashing me. Wargaming, balance department. Hello? Can you step in and do something about this broken ass Scharnhorst ship? Thank you, Levivest, for the 56 months. Like, in terms of the most useless nerfs I can imagine, this right here is pretty much up here. Like, that speedy Scharnhorst at it again. Yep. Okay, acceleration slightly improved when engine is damaged across all of this. Interesting. So wait, tone gets acceleration improved when engine is damaged. Scharnhorst gets acceleration is slightly worsened when the engine is damaged. Why? Why? Big fucking question mark. Big question. Have we gone through the Devblogs, boys? I think we have gone through the Devblogs. Jesus. I think we have gone through the Devblogs. Sheesh. That was a lot of really like questionable things happening.